Hi, everybody. Boy, do I've got a prize for you. I'm very full of grits right now, and some eggs. So, I'm damn near sedated. All of these builds so far have been damage. Damage, damage, damage. What if I said no more? Welcome to, as it's been getting called by my friends, and as I've very eagerly adopted, Solar Mommy. So this is probably one of the few builds where each of these weapons and each of these items has a reason for being here. Let's start off with the style. I found Rubellite, and it was just, I mean, like, come on. This compared to Conflagrit, it's a lot better. It's just a lot better. It looks more like a regal healer, because I mean, the Celestine robes, they look really pretty. They're one of few things that I'm like super duper into. Wow, that pussy flap just goes right up, jeez. As usual, I'm going to start off with the exotic. So we have the Lost Voice. Healing grenades spawn a restorative turret. Healing allies occasionally spawns an orb of power. And it's got a ton of special ammo finders and a minor super mod. The rest of these mods are here. And it's just a lot of giving me armor charge. And if I can find it... Yeah, so the two boosts it has is this health font, which gives me a health stat boost, and then class font, which is a class stat boost. So I used to have a weapon in the energy weapon slot, and it was an auto rifle from, I want to say, Inside the Traveler. A friend recently pointed out to me that this adamantite gun has a similar intrinsic trait on it. So support frame is really good because whenever you hit enemies, you build up a charge, and then when you hip fire at allies, you use that charge. It also says down here that rapid healing increases weapon damage and spawns unraveling projectiles. So even more good stuff, right? It also comes with Demolitionist, so final blows give me grenade energy. And Circle of Life. Rapidly healing allies grants this weapon an improved period of increased damage. So even more damage, Circle of Life, and Support Frame building on top of each other. So the second weapon is Aikilos SG 1.0.3, which took me forever to get. I've worked this thing to have Incandescent and Pugilist, so final blows generate improved melee energy. Dealing melee damage briefly improves this weapon's handling. And then Incandescent, which is defeating a target spreads a longer lasting scorch to those nearby, and it has rapid fire frame, which is just nice. Something I found not too long ago that I didn't realize was this good was the Lament. Instead of guarding, this weapon revs up its like chainsaw blade on the front there, so it increases its damage and adds that barrier piercing to all my attacks. I gain stacks from dealing damage with revved attacks. Additional stacks increase the damage and damage resistance of heavy attacks. So, good stuff. Revved consumption, damaging a combatant, heals the wielder. So, just damaging a combatant, not killing a combatant, but just doing any damage, which progressively gets higher and higher. This is all good, but I'm more juiced on the subclass, because this is where it all started. So obviously, if I'm going full healing, I'm going to do Well of Radiance. The sword projects a continuous aura granting radiant effects and restoration to allies, protecting them from the effects of stasis. So this is my anti-stasis. We have Healing Rift, Strafe Glide, Incinerator Snap, and Healing Grenade, which, as you remember, the speaker's sight. The helmet gives my healing grenade the initial burst of healing still, but it also spawns a turret. So heat rises, consume the grenade, gaining heat rises, release the burst of healing energy that cures, and surprisingly, speaker's sight will still spawn the turret on top of me if I use my grenade in this way. Oh yeah, and then see, the strength of the burst is increased when a healing grenade is consumed, so just more reason to use it. Final blows with airborne. Final blows while airborne increase the duration of heat rises and grant melee energy. Touch of Flame, which in this case, Healing Grenade improves the strength of Cure and Restoration. Effects applied. Consuming a Healing Grenade with Heat Rises also applies Restoration to nearby allies. So, on top of the initial cure, it also grants Restoration, which is regenerating health and shields. So already this is really good. I think you can kind of see the potential, kind of see the gears turning. Fragments, we have Ember of Benevolence, so applying any, Restoration, Cure, or Radiant to allies. Grants me increased grenade, melee, and class ability regen. Ember of Torches, powered melee attacks against combatants make you and nearby allies radiant, which increases damage and gives me barrier champ help. Ember of Searing, defeating scorched targets, grants melee energy and creates a fire sprite, which fire sprites give you grenade energy, and you know that if you looked at my hydrogen bomb build, because the hydrogen bomb build was very heavy on using fire sprites. And then Ember of Singeing, your class ability recharges faster when you scorch targets, so, and again, my class ability is my Healing Rift, so this build is entirely designed to have as little damage as possible. Well, because of the Aikilos and the Lament, it actually has good damage, but it's designed to, on average, not focus on damage and entirely focus on healing a team, or rather, a teammate. We're gonna launch it. And we will see how this goes. For this video, because it does like no damage and works better in a group, I think the most that I'm going to do is a fire team op outside of this. Maybe, maybe not, but I will say I've tried to do this in solo ops before. It is a slow grind, so I'll think about it and I'll see. I'll see just if I think it's a good idea later on. For now, the birds are going to start having sex outside my window. What the hell? So I think the most difficult part about this in this early phase, phase 1 and phase 2, is going to be the fact that just like everybody is right here. So it's going to make it a lot harder to build up a charge. Ooh, there we go. So as you can see, that little bar underneath my crosshair is mostly filled up. That means that's how much charge that I have. I don't think anybody died. Oh, hey, look, someone died. Oh, and I feel like the whole Solar Mommy thing does need some explanation. Basically, a while ago, me and a certain somebody out there in the world were messing around with this build, and we had finally made it. We put it together. It was the early phases, so this was when that solar auto rifle was the only one that had support frame on it, so it was the only way to get this kind of effect with this charge and everything. And I think I was running, like, I think to help, I was running Lumina, so you could kill people, and then, you know, fire out a pretty heavy healing shot out of that. So it was basically just two weapons that did the same thing. Aim fire to get your healing, hip fire to give your healing. Later on into the night, we were kind of losing our brain cells a bit. And they started, like, calling me Solar Mommy and, like, Mommy and stuff. And I was just like, hell yeah, I'm the Solar Mommy now. So, now that I have this build all together, and it, like, at least it feels better, is what I'll say. I don't think, like, the healing from the old build compared to the new build is like I don't think the new build is outclassing the old build, but it just feels better to use because of the fact that I have options to keep myself alive. So kind of just since then it's been a lot of this build being the Solar Mommy build. That's been like the big joke for a while, is just that, like, I'm the Solar Mommy, if you need healing you come to me. I'm not opposed. I like it. For multiple reasons. my god, come on. Okay. Good, good, good. Fissure Ogre's gonna go down. Actually, now that I think about it, I do remember adding the Lament for, Big Boss, like, survivability. So, I'll do that. Dude, somebody's gotta go in. I can't go in. I mean, I can, but I'll fail. Like, I'll fail spectacularly. Oh yeah, and I don't think this works, but because I am technically killing things with a strand weapon, and it's part of my, it's part of the mods on my artifact that whenever I, you know, kill something with strand weapons, it has a chance to create a threadling. I know it does make that threadling, but I don't think they actually perch, though I think it would be really funny if they did. Oh, and of course it's nice to have the thing... Oh, okay. And of course, it's nice to have the thing on my artifact as well. It says, like, anything that is strand debuffed, anything that is strand debuffed takes more solar damage. And I believe that applies to the unraveling projectiles that come out of this thing. Like when I deal continuous damage or healing and whatever. Okay. Tier 3 altars almost done. Should probably put that out there in the world. My little incinerator snap. Alright, 2 alignments flipped. Alright. Awesome. Okay, so... I mean, pretty good build. There's even a couple instances where I saved some almost dead people. Of course, you can't save everybody, and I will say, I use this build a lot of the time to just kind of TF2 medic and pocket someone. So, it is supposed to excel at that, you know. Okay. Ooh, ow. Okay. That's not great. Can we take him out in the next couple minutes? Or are we gonna get stuck in like a little stun lock? Hell yeah. All right. Damn, that was so many level 5s. Please say one of those has something I need. 423. So, there you go. Like I said, I don't think I can really use it well in a solo mission because this is a team build. This is specifically designed for teams. It is not meant to be anywhere else. If you want to copy this build, go right ahead. I think it's awesome. As for the adamantite, I know I bought the adamantite off of one of the vendors, and I also bought this Aikilos off of a vendor. So, both of these things... Well, okay. I bought the Aikilos shotgun from the Arms Week event, and just went until I had enough red borders and just enough that would let me use these deep sight harmonizers, deep sight harmonizers on them. The Lament is the Lament. Good weapon, fun to use, pretty good boss damage, I'd say. It's big, it's big knife. So I mean, how can you go wrong? So yeah, that's the Solar Mommy build. I hope you like it. I know I like it because people call me mommy when I do it. It's a really good build. Like, In a large group like that, it's hard to keep up on everybody. But like I said, with just pocketing one person, it goes fantastically. If you're gonna run this build, I would say get a friend to pocket and have them make the most glass cannon build in the world. It's probably gonna be a hunter, because that's what my friend did. She had a very glass cannon build that, I wanna say, yeah, it was stasis. And it had a total of 0 health stat. She would die at a sneeze, so I was the only thing keeping her alive. So from here, we've got an avant-garde build, which I don't think I'll show off, but it's a little different, so I think I will show it off. Then we've got my PvP build, and then my stasis build, which was kind of the first build that I ever made. So it's been reworked a lot, but stasis was the first thing I ever made like a serious build on. Well, I hope you guys have a good day, a good night, a good afternoon, evening, morning, midnight snack, or shart. It's okay. Just come on out of your cubicle, go home and change your pants, please. We can smell it. Love you guys. Thank you for watching. Bye.